KWT slaying.
Salama family, salama. How y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. So we're gonna continue on our talks about the end times, what we see happening, why you might be forced to flee. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but I'm not gonna let it go because it's in the scriptures. So Matthew 16:3 says, "And in the morning you say there will be bad weather today, because the sky is cloudy. You know how to make sense of the sky's appearance, but you are unable to recognize the signs that point to what the time is." So some of you all can tell that it is cloudy outside. The rain's about to come. But you cannot recognize the signs of the times. You don't know what's happening in your own backyard. And, and some of the stuff I may comment on, we're not going to really talk about, like train derailments, right? You know how many train derailments have happened in the last few weeks? I can't even keep count. But some of y'all say all things remain the same since the fathers fell asleep. But remember, I told you all, I said years ago that there's a war against the chosen. And I told y'all, by the time we get close to the end, we're going to have some pain. Why? Because the devil hates you. The devil sees the awakening. And because he sees that we have awakened, he knows that his time is short. But some people are going to say, Yakoba, you just got everybody scared and worked up. Well, you should be concerned. I wouldn't say scared, but you should be concerned. Because if you're concerned, you take practical measures. If you can see what's coming, you take precautions. If you see what's coming, you make preparations. The Most High made Joseph and the Egyptians to prepare for the famine. Now, the Most High could have said, okay, there won't be a famine. He could have did that. But he didn't. They had to store away wheat in the granaries. So even today, you must make preparations. Why? Because I told you the dragon is going to chase the woman. Now the question is this: who's the dragon? How does the dragon chase people? He chases people through people. And some of these people, I'm not even convinced are truly people, if you know what I'm saying. There's something going on behind the scenes we don't fully understand. Not just my opinion. I ain't trying to make no racial issue out of it. Obviously, something's wrong. Second Ezra 15:21 to we're gonna go to 24. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Now, we can see all this stuff coming. We see it on the horizon. We see that the waters are drying up. We're seeing there's less food. Now, my question to you is this: who are the people that's going to be breaking in other people's houses? Now, I mean, we got some Pookie and Ray Rays. Yeah, we know that. But who has the history of taking your stuff? Who has a history of taking your stuff? Who has a history of kicking you off your land? Who has a history of taking your gold and your silver? Who has a history of taking anything you got? I'm just saying. Verse 20, behold, said Yahuwah, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. So this is what's coming. Can I say we're going to have Russia and we're going to have China, right? The rising of the sun. We're going to have Lebanus, which is Iran. We're going to have all of them handle business against Babylon. Verse 21, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. So they're doing something to God's chosen, something that's not good. So will I do also in recompense in their bosom, thus says Yahuwah. My right hand will not spare the sinners. They call themselves Christians, many of them. And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Well, we know our ancestors did this and that and that and this and this and that, and we're not going to give y'all no reparations because it ain't our fault because we didn't do it. Even though we benefit from it, we eat all the food and all the resources we stole from y'all. We build the houses in our kingdom off y'all backs, but we don't owe y'all nothing because we didn't do it, but we benefit from it. All right, tell the Most High that one. Verse 23, the fire is gone forth from his wrath and had consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. What? A fire has gone forth from his wrath and had consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Could it be nukes? Maybe. Could it be meteors? I don't know. Maybe. But there's a fire that's going to consume the sinners. Hope you're not a sinner. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, says Yahuwah. Oh, there's no laws. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments. Okay. So there's a group of people on this earth that's not keeping Father Yah's commandments, that are sinners, that's persecuting the chosen. I don't see the Ish people being persecuted. I'm just saying I don't see the Ish people being persecuted. So I wonder who these people are that is Yah's chosen being persecuted by sinners. And I'm going to add to it that claim to be Christian. Who don't keep his commandments. Oh, the laws are done away with. We not under the law, so we don't have to do a thing. We don't have to obey. All we have to do is have faith. But I can kill, I can steal, I can lie, I can murder. I can do all these things because I'm a Christian, because I believe in God. I'm just saying. I ain't hating on nobody. I'm just saying I see some hypocrisy going on. So there's something going on today that is weird, right? It's weird because remember I told you all, I said when we awakened or when we had awakened, all hell broke loose. Y'all remember that, right? If you remember that, give me a 1. If you don't remember that, give me a 2. I told y'all, I said when we had awakened, all hell broke loose, right? Now, once again, I'm going to ask y'all again. Where's the hate coming from? I'm just asking. Where's the hate coming from? What group of people is hating on a group of people who have awakened, on a group of people who say they are the chosen, who said we're woke? What is the group of people that's attacking somebody who says because they have awakened?
I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. Sorry, it's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
Yeah, look, time.
Of Americans consider themselves very liberal, and probably fewer of them consider themselves to be woke. And so, you know, when we talk about traditional,
what does that mean to you? Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral.
I hate y'all is what she's saying. I don't know why, but you know, I hate y'all. That, you know, I don't like the fact that y'all say y'all woke. Well, what does that mean to you? I don't really know what woke mean, but this is gonna go viral because I don't know what woke mean. But I have an agenda to hate black folks. I don't know why I'm mad at y'all, but I do know I'm mad at y'all because y'all woke. Did I not tell you when we had awakened, all hell broke loose? See, when they say woke, you know what woke really means? Woke means you Negroes ain't sleep no more. You woke up. Woke means you're not falling for Eurocentric Christianity anymore. You woke up. Woke means that they are no longer going to be the head and the rulers because the Negroes are no longer bowing down so they can walk on their backs. You have awakened from sleep. You have awakened from sleep, and now they're concerned. Hashtag, yes, my sister, Ninja Firewolf. Oh, that's my brother, Ninja Firewolf. Hashtag, ain't no 400-year prophecy. The shirts will be coming. Hashtag, ain't no 400-year prophecy. So they're mad at you, but they don't know why. And because you are a threat, what do you do to things that are a threat? What do you do to things that are a threat? As a matter of fact, what do they do to things that are a threat? We talked about this in the past. 3 things to know about what critics are calling Mississippi's Jim Crow bill. Controversy has abounded in the community of Jackson, Mississippi over the past month in the aftermath of the GOP-controlled state house passing a bill that could heighten control from overwhelmingly white state leaders on a predominantly black community. They are at war with you, Israel. Now, some of you all just identify as black. Some of you all identify as chemists. Some of you all identify as Israelites. If you got melanin in your skin, you Negro descent, they're at war with you. Why? Because you are woke. You have awakened from sleep, oh sleepyhead. Now they're scared. So now they have to what? Pass laws so that they can what? Regain control. And do what? Put the Negroes back where they belong, under their foot. Why would they go to such extreme measures and pass or try to pass this Jim Crow type of legislation? Because they are threatened. Why are they scared? of critical race theory. It's just their history. But they are at war. See, our people are like sheep. We go about our business and we eat the grass and we drink the water and other stuff, and while they are planning to shear us. Don't worry about the little old man who come into the gate by the sheep. I know he come with food every day. But he has plans to kill you and put you on the grill and cook you and eat you and wear your wool. You don't worry about it, they tell you. He's a Christian man. They're not gonna harm you because he's a Christian man, little sheep. Just continue eating your little grass and drinking your little water. And don't worry, because they're never gonna touch you. Because they feed you and take care of you every day. But you woke. Now they don't know what to do with you, because every time they come now, you pointing out all their evils. Look what they did to us. Look what they did to mommy and daddy. Look what they did to grandpa and grandma. Look what they did to our ancestors. You see what they keep doing to Jimmy Joe right there? Well, not Jimmy Joe. Let's say Leroy. You see what they doing to Leroy right there? You see they shot him in the streets. Ain't nobody go to jail. You see, she didn't lie on him and say that he beat her, and she admitted she lied and she don't go to jail. You see what they doing to them Negroes? How come they passing legislation? How come they having these meetings on critical race theory? Black man who spoke up at critical race theory workshop asked to be removed. A black man who spoke up at the workshop shared that a white woman told him to leave the country. And in response, a trustee asked him to be removed instead. It seems that the national conversation surrounding critical race theory won't end until it's banned from every school or they silence everyone that thinks to bring it up. Can we say woke? Come on, y'all. Repeat after me. Can we say woke? You have awakened. They then usurped the word woke, and they tried to make the word woke a negative, just like they took the word Negro and made it a negative, when Negro is really tied to negus, which means that you are royalty. Okay, but they took that and made it a negative, and now because you have awakened, you pointing out their evils. And now woke, you can't teach woke, you can't be woke. Something wrong with these black folks because they woke. Isn't that what they say? Because they woke. Them black folks talking about wokeness. What does woke mean? The woman couldn't even answer it. You know what woke mean? Woke mean that you woke to their BS. That's what it means. Woke mean that you see everything they've been doing to you, the gaslighting, the lies, the lies from the pulpits, right? The Eurocentric thought in Christianity. Oh, these Negroes woke now. These Negroes are a threat. We got to put them back in their places. We have to go ahead and create laws to put them back under them Jim Crow laws. We have to shut it down in the schools because they get into our kids. Our kids going, Mommy, Daddy, I didn't know that Grandpa was a member of the KKK. Mommy, Daddy, I didn't know great-great-grandpa had slaves. Mommy, Daddy, shouldn't we give them black folks some money? We're not giving them Negroes no reparations. What you talking about, Susie? But we did wrong. Let me call the school board. School board, what's going on over there? Are y'all woke? Y'all woke over there? School board, what y'all doing over there? Y'all teaching critical race theory over there? I'm not going to read all that. I'm just going to go down, 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 down. Let's see, where is it? Did I pass it up? I think I passed it up. There we go. I want to play this.
If I feel that way, why don't I get out of the country? My family Sir, that's your first warning. The second warning, you Sir, that's enough. Jason, please escort this man out of the building. Thank you. If you would like, the whole auditorium can leave. That's the way we're going to conduct.
Joe, that is Joe.
We need order in the building, or I'll let everybody leave.
I object to that.
All right,
if this
10-minute
woman
recess.
said that to him,
10-minute recess.
she needs to be excused.
All because they're scared that their history is going to be taught in their schools. Currently, their history isn't being taught in their schools. So why all of this, chaos concerning critical race theory? Critical race theory is really at the academic level. Critical race theory is not at the elementary and high school level, but they're scared that their children are going to learn about the history of America. They're scared that their children are going to learn about the history of the grandpa and grandma. They're scared they're going to learn about the woman who lied on Emmett Till and got him killed. They're scared that all of the dirt they have done and are doing to us is going to make their own kids hate them. That's why they're concerned. They're trying to shut down the dialogue. They're trying to shut down TikTok. Why? Because TikTok is one of the most used platforms, especially among the youth, to communicate anything. So now they're shutting down everything. They're getting control of the cities, black cities. You're not going to be able to vote for your own representation. You think you got it bad now. You think you ain't going to be fleeing? What do you think this is? This is what? Plagues. This is part of judgment. This is part of curses, and they're bringing it on their own heads. But guess what? While we still here, it's on us as well. And the dragon is angry, and the dragon is coming after us, and some of them telling y'all ain't gonna flee. But I told you, yes, you are gonna flee. I told you that. You gonna flee. They're gonna push you out of here. I don't care what nobody tell you. The Bible says you leaving. I'm talking about those who live in Babylon. I know some of y'all don't think that America Babylon, but America is Babylon, and y'all gonna get pushed out. You don't think you're gonna get pushed out? You don't think you're gonna get pushed out? Yacoba putting fear in everybody. Yacoba got me scared. Blah, 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 blah. Like the Bible says, you can't tell the signs of the times. You see the weather, you see the clouds rolling in, you see that it's getting dark, you see that the air is getting cold, and you still don't think that something's going on, that it's about to rain. Don't listen to Yacoba, he's causing fear. I ain't tell you do nothing. All I'm saying is you best be prepared.
Official defends a child in a CRT debacle. Let me just take you to the video, then we will explain. Here it is. Damn shame. Put up the picture full mass. Let me give you the background as to what you just saw. Last week, we reported on a critical race theory meeting hosted by a school district that ended in chaos when a white woman told a black male to leave the country. after voicing a series of passionate remarks concerning the subject. Well, more viral video shows that wasn't the only incident that took place. Local Councilman Brian Hawkins said he had no choice but to step up during that moment. The quote is this: "When I turned to my left, all I see is this tall white man standing over this small young black girl. That's when I grabbed his shoulder and stood between the young lady and the man and let him know, you don't stand over a child like this. The way it started, it didn't end that way, and she knew she wasn't by herself." Hawkins is hoping for something positive to come out of this. The best thing that could come from this is that what's happening in the Temecula United School District is bringing some serious attention. That is true because we talked about it here. The board in December voted 3-2 in favor of a resolution banning critical race theory, also known as CRT. They banned it in the school's K-12 curriculum. The resolution calls CRT a racist ideology that assigns generational guilt on policies long in the past. And if we had the video, I would show you that the person who made the initial argument was saying, this is stupid, basically.
So, critical race theory is their history. They don't want to hear their history. We would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed. So critical race theory has these white guys threatening a young black girl. Do you not think if the cameras weren't around or people weren't around, they'd kill that little girl? Can you see the hatred in him? And when the black guy stood up, right, you saw the other guys come up. They were ready to back him up. That brother would have been in that fight by himself, and he wouldn't have made it out alive if there were no people and cameras around. See, you see the storm coming. The clouds are dark. The air has cooled down. The storm is coming, but y'all say ain't no storm coming. The hurricane coming, but y'all say ain't no hurricane coming. I'm not going nowhere because the hurricane ain't going to touch me. God knows what's happening and he's going to protect us. But how many of y'all, if y'all see that tornado coming, y'all going to get the heck out of Dodge? How many of y'all see that hurricane coming? You're going to be the first one in that car, hitting the gas, running in the opposite direction. You know it. And don't lie to me, because if you're lying and say you ain't, the truth ain't in you. So they're passing laws to put you back into Jim Crow status. They're also going against the idea of wokeness. What does that even mean? They can't tell you. I'll tell you what it means. It means they hate black folks. They hate black folks who have what? Pointed out what they have done to us and continue to do to us this day. That's why they're keeping critical race theory out of the schools. Not that it was going into the schools anyway, but they're keeping critical race theory out of the schools because you have what? Thank you, Tynes Parker. Because you have awakened. See, this is the problem. Told you, all hell broke loose after Israel started awakening. Israel started going back to the continent. Israel like, I'm done with y'all. Israel like, you see what they do to us? They shoot us in the streets. They do all this. You see, they claim to be Christians. They claim to follow Yah, but they be killing us. They discriminate against us. Now they're passing laws to put us back where we don't have a right to elect officials. they're against us being quote unquote woke, a term that they gave. We just say we've awakened. But y'all see the clouds. And y'all do videos and say, Teo don't know what they're talking about. We ain't got to flee. Well, God is going to gather us. You don't listen. See, I'm not going to even go through it again because you don't listen. Hashtag ain't no 400-year prophecy. Majority white legislatures taking control of predominantly black cities in emerging pattern. Right-wing extremists with a racist agenda are taking away black rights to self-determination, says activists. Earlier this month, a group of angry but peaceful protesters gathered near Capitol Hill after a Republican-led effort in Congress nullified Washington, D.C.'s criminal code reform bill. Many of the activists were part of the Hands Off DC coalition of more than 50 organizations that demand autonomy for the district and advocate for a range of other issues, including voting rights and criminal justice reform. Congress overturning the bill and Biden allowing that to happen have set a dangerous precedent when it comes to justice and safety in DC, and specifically what? Black self-governance for DC. And now they're trying to overturn another law, which is a police reform bill. Makia Green, a co-founder of the social justice group Harriet's Wildest Dream, told BET. But what happened in Washington is not unique. A similar political power dynamic between predominantly white Republican legislative bodies and local governments in heavily populated black cities is playing out across the nation. Red state legislatures in Missouri, Mississippi, and Texas are flexing their muscles and usurping authority over city governments. The Republicans say the moves aim to improve conditions in the cities, but activists argue that a racist and political agenda drives the trend. They're looking to put you back into slavery. They're looking to put you back in your low status, Israel. They're looking to make you say, "Yasum, hey, boy, you see that woman coming down the street there, boy? You better step on the side of the road and let her pass." What you say to me, boy? You better watch it, boy. You know, boy, you better watch that round here, because you know we don't play that. This Mississippi, this Missouri, this Texas. DC statehood advocates are rallying near the Capitol, accusing Congress of caving to fear-mongering and misinformation by moving to block a rewrite of the city's aging crime code. Hands off DC, they've been chanting, led by council members and racial justice activists.
We're going to keep fighting for DC statehood. We're going to keep marching for our autonomy because we know our cause is right, our cause is just, and if you think that we're going to back down, relent, or let you run roughshod over our city and over our people, then you're proving my point from earlier. You don't know DC. Hands off.
So obviously there's an agenda. It's a nationwide agenda to put you back in your place, you uppity Negroes. But you're not going to flee now, mind you. You're not going to flee. When they take away your access to food and water, and they're going to discriminate against you in that. You know that, right? And now you don't have your own farms. You can't grow your own food because, they done pretty much took all of that. And you're not going to have any recourse when the cops pull you over and do things against you against the law. I mean, you don't have no recourse now. And it's going to be legal for them to discriminate against you all over again. And you're not going to be able to sue because they didn't pass the law. It's a state law, which covers all the cities. Notice that they are moving in tandem. But many of you all just point the finger at the right-wing GOP. It's not just the GOP, because if you notice, the Democrats don't resist. Biden supports their program. It's not just a Republican move. It's not just a GOP move. It is signed off by the Democrats as well. But you're not going anywhere. You're not going to flee. I know. Tell me that you're just putting fear in you all. That's all. Even though you built this nation, even though you built this country, even though they did all of these things to you, they stole your identity, they stole your wealth. And now they're going to steal any rights that you have gained through the Civil Rights Act. And they still have to, every few years, vote to whether or not you Negroes can vote. You know that, right? Oh, I'm a citizen of this nation. I'm an American citizen. Yeah, but you still a Negro. And every few years, they got to approve whether or not you can vote. But you're going to stay here. I ain't telling you go nowhere. You move when the Most High tell you to move. But I'm telling you right now, the winds, they be a-blowing. The skies is getting dark. The front is moving in. I'm starting to feel a chill in the air. It's getting a little cold up in here. It's not getting hot in here. It's getting a bit cold up in here because the front moving in. The storm's rolling in. The clouds are getting dark. Against the people who built this nation. And the people who say they don't owe reparations are the same people who benefit from the enslavement. Well, I didn't do it. It was old grandpa and great grandpa, but it wasn't me. Yeah, but you benefit from it, right? Give us all the money back. Give us all the wealth back. And guess what? We'll be happy to leave. Y'all want us gone, give us the money you owe us, and let us go. We didn't build this nation for y'all. We built these buildings. As a matter of fact, we invented everything. But you all took credit for it. We invented everything, but y'all took credit for it.
You're obviously not aware of this, but blessed is not a word that the global majority thinks of in association with Europeans. Words like plague and colonizer, maybe, but not blessed. And the cell phone in my hand came from China. So I don't know if you're referencing Steve Jobs or Martin Cooper or the Finnish inventor who created the first pocket-sized telecommunication device in 1917. And you probably don't know either because your education system has left you terribly ignorant and without the critical thinking skills necessary to effectively gather information. Because you believe that most great inventions can be attributed to one white person, as opposed to recognizing that the patent system is how white people colonize intellectual property. We would not have cell phones if it wasn't for the creation of the gamma electrical cell by Black inventor Henry T. Sampson. And most of our cell phones would not have microphones in them if it wasn't for the particular microphone that was created by Black inventor James Edward West. The creation of the first digital network, 1G, was launched in Japan, and then Black electrical engineer Jesse Russell pioneered the creation of 2G, which launched in Finland first. 3G launched in Japan, 4G launched in Norway, 5G launched in South Korea, and 30% of the world's cell phones are manufactured in China. because we of the global majority recognize that collective humanity has the ingenuity and creativity of one another to thank, whereas a lot of European Americans are laboring under the delusion that the rest of us have white people to thank. And it's this narcissistic ignorance that causes people like you to do embarrassing things, like leaving comments about Europeans and cell phones on a video about systemic anti-Black in the United States. And while that could be written off as a comedic and senile non sequitur, we recognize it as a desperate attempt to center yourself in a conversation that has nothing to do with you. The irony being that white people like to say not all white people and they shouldn't be held accountable for the misdeeds of their ancestors, yet they want to be associated with the greatness of the things that they think they invented.
The way she's gathering them calmly and eloquently busting their bubbles, coming in with the facts and educating, I'm here for it. The tides are turning and they are turning fast, and everybody's seeing their BS and calling it out. Not only can we even see this BS, we can smell it, because this BS reeks. It has been reeking for centuries now. Unsurprisingly, it's hard for them to believe or accept what's happening right now, but quite frankly, it's the inevitable. These folks lie to themselves so much to the point where they believed their lies. So now that people are coming out with the truth and revealing history that they would rather stay hidden, they don't know how to react, because the very idea of their false superiority that they have held on to for hundreds of years now is being shattered in front of their eyes, and there is absolutely nothing they can do about it, because the truth is the truth. My favorite quote has become the saying, nothing lasts forever. It's going downhill very fast for these folks. In Nigeria, we have this saying in Pidgin that goes, when breeze blow, fowl yansh go open. If I should closely translate that to English, it would be, there is nothing hidden under the sun. Back by breeze shadow they blow, and we are witnessing the fowl yansh open in real time.
Oh boy. So John Michael Kohler was an American who invented the bathtub in 1883. But let's think about this critically. Do you really think that nobody took a bath until John Michael Kohler invented the bathtub in 1883? Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So what he was talking about is the fact that Africans introduced bathing and the concept of personal hygiene to Western Europe in order to build a healthier society during the 800-year occupation of Spain. In particular, a man by this name introduced the practices of bathing, shaving, and using toothpaste, as well as drastically improving the eating habits of Western Europeans. Additionally, the first recorded history of people taking baths was in India in 500 BC. A lot of us have gotten used to how little history some people like you know, particularly where it comes to anything not Eurocentric. However, I have a tip. Before you make a comment like this, do a quick Google search for whatever you think the topic at hand is. In this case, who invented bathing or who introduced bathing to Europe, and then decide whether you still want to make this comment.
The fact that this commenter is desperately holding on to, oh, we created bathtub, don't take it away from us, we did that. I'm just here like, these folks don't even bathe like that though. There is a plethora of videos online of them admitting to the fact that they don't bathe like that.
I don't say we avoid bathing, but we bathe very rarely.
Oh my God, I'm so happy that you're talking about this.
Yeah.
She didn't have a bath for like 5 months of her life.
Yeah, like we didn't bathe her for the first whole part of her childhood. And like now we basically bathe her as she asks for it because it's fun, or she's
Really
exceptionally dirty.
We really wanted to keep her skin microbiome as healthy and intact. Now that you guys are saying this, that makes a lot of sense to just like let it be. And I feel like as a mother too, you have intuition to know when they need a bath.
Everybody knows it's that time of the month again where baby Indy gets his monthly shower.
So how do you invent something that you don't even use? And these folks have the caucasity to talk about how we are dirty. In Africa, we bathe 2-3 times a day.
I'm not going to do it.
Well, you're just anti
I'm not
leg
black.
washes.
I'm not going to wash my legs and feet.
You think that's just a black people thing?
Clearly.
Well, and he's
the only one here who took the day off. Washes his legs and feet. No, I don't think it's a black thing. I think using a washcloth is for poor people, but I don't think that washing your legs and feet is for black people.
I agree. I think the washcloth is a poor person thing. Because
I've only met poors who use them.
And this right here.
So we can obviously see we're different. I remember I used to watch the Three Stooges, right? And they'd be like, hey, you took a bath? And he'd be like, it ain't Saturday. I'm like, okay. I didn't know. I thought that was just for jokes. Now they're talking about once a month, a bath? Really? Once a month? I hope most of y'all not like that. That's nasty. That's filthy. I hope most of y'all don't think like that. But understand we're different. Let's be honest. Let's admit it. We're different people. Which is why y'all hate us. I'm not saying every single one of y'all, but as a nation. Which is why y'all at war, because the truth is coming out. That's why y'all hate critical race theory, because the truth is coming out. That's why y'all hate the idea of woke, because we have awakened. Y'all can't step on our backs no more. Y'all ain't gonna have us turn the other cheek no more. Because y'all took that out of context as well. See, the thing is this. The Bible says they will hate you. Why? Because we're different. We're like our king, right? We obey the laws, the statutes, the commandments, and guess what? You take baths. You treat people right. You expose the hypocrisies. And that's what y'all hate. Why are they fighting against critical race theory? It's just their history. It's history. Embrace it. I could tell you this. We'd never mention your history again. Give us our reparations and let us go. You ain't got to hear nothing from us ever again. Give us our reparations and let us go. We'll go. We'll leave. Make it contingent on us leaving. Give us our reparations and send us on our way. You'll never have to hear critical race theory. You'll never have to hear wokeism again because we won't be here. How about that? But I know y'all not going to do it. You don't want to do it. Because there's something wrong with y'all as a people. And individuals, I give room for individuals. You can be different as an individual. I give room for that. But as a people, Jonah didn't want to bring the message of salvation to the Ninevites because they were evil as a nation. Do you think there weren't individual Ninevites who weren't evil? But he hated the nation of Nineveh. Because some nations are evil. Y'all have a history of evil, colonization. Enslavement, genocide. But this what y'all don't want to hear. So y'all say it's critical race theory. Y'all put a name to it and y'all attack it in the media and y'all get all worked up for it because you don't want to hear your history. But then y'all start putting programs in to put us Negroes back in our place. Y'all passing laws to put us back in our place. I skipped over an article. Florida bill to ban funds for college DEI initiatives get closer to becoming law. The controversial bill, which is called HB 999, can we flip that and say 666, is one step closer to Governor Ron DeSantis' desk after clearing his first major hurdle. St. Petersburg, Florida, a bill that would ban colleges and universities in Florida from using funds what to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. So Negroes, equality. So you're not going to be equal no more. You're going to lose the civil rights and inclusion. You ain't gonna be able to eat at the counter no more. You're gonna have to go and use the black water fountain again. I told you this is an agenda.
Smile. Possibly the best transaction.
But let's let the commercial pass.
In Tallahassee, the controversial House Bill 999 is one step closer to Governor DeSantis's desk after clearing its first major hurdle. The bill takes aim at things like critical race theory in higher education. 10 Tampa Bay's Chris Rogers has been on top of this story for us since the beginning, and he joins us now live here in the studio. And Chris, what happens if this passes?
Well, Courtney, the bill would ban state colleges and universities from using funds to promote or maintain programs that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives or critical race theory rhetoric. Governor DeSantis says it would take political agendas out of higher education. But opponents of the bill worry the language is too vague and might be used to shut down minority organizations like Black fraternities and sororities. But the wording of the bill doesn't exactly say that. Tonight, we're breaking down what's in it and what's not. As HB 999 heads to the Senate for approval, growing concerns about Governor DeSantis' purported crackdown on diversity, equity, and inclusion in higher education.
People united will never be defeated.
The bill looks to eliminate funding for DEI courses and programs, the governor calling them a waste of resources and politically driven.
It's using the administrative apparatus of the university to impose an ideological agenda.
One concern is that the proposed law would shut down Black and multicultural student-led organizations. The bill's author says that's just not the case.
How does this impact the Divine Nine, Black sororities and fraternities, and their ability to host social justice events, voters registration events, social justice to each other's peers?
Representative Henson, it does not. It does not affect them at all.
In its current form, the bill would ban certain courses on gender study and race. Some in higher education contend that DEI courses are an invaluable learning tool.
In a country where race has so influenced the way we developed, it is important to understand how it developed.
The governor and his supporters say HB 999 would get rid of material that promotes only one ideology.
Today, DEI, the diversity of equity inclusion, is nothing more than viewing everything through the lens of race and LGBTQ.
So I told you there's an agenda. And they're going to take away all of your rights. They're going to put you back to the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. It's a bit obvious, right? Can't you see the storm rolling in? Can't you see the clouds getting dark? Can't you feel the cold that's creeping in, the front that's pushing in? They're going to make you Negroes so uncomfortable that they are going to what? Push you out. They're going to push you out. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to push you out without giving you reparations. They want you gone. And they're coordinated, which is why you see Mississippi doing what they're doing, Florida doing what they're doing, Texas doing what they're doing, Missouri doing what they're doing. They're all coordinated, but you're not going to flee. That's what y'all tell me. You're not going to flee. Well, Jacoba, I'm just waiting on the Most High. Okay, that's cool. I'm waiting on the Most High too. But like I said, as the heat turns up and you start feeling that burning sensation, I want to see how long y'all sit there. I want to see how long you sit there as the heat gets turned up. Because obviously, this is a plan. And it is a national plan. It is a national agenda against you Negroes. Not just the Israelites, the woke people. All of you people who are Negroes. It's against all of us. And it makes no sense. CRT, passing laws against CRT, prohibiting it in schools, and it's never been taught in schools. It makes no sense. This whole diatribe against wokeism, it makes no sense. It's spiritual. They hate you Negroes and don't know why. The dragon devil after your Jacob Israelites. Yep, worldwide. Yep, and in Mitzvah. Exactly. The devil is angry because you didn't woke up. That means his time is short. Blindness has come in the part to Israel until what? Until what, family? Blindness in part has come to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles come in. They know this. They know this, and their empire is falling around their ankles. Their empire is being destroyed before their eyes, and what they're doing is a last-ditch effort to try to keep their white supremacist system. This is the moves of a desperate man. These are the moves of a desperate group of people because their wonderland is at an end. Their Shangri-La is over. Their white supremacy is over. They know it because you Negroes didn't woke up. That's why wokeism is a problem. U.S. becoming a developing country on global rankings that measure democracy and inequality. The United States may regard itself as a leader of the free world, but an index of development released in July 2022 places the country much further down the list. In its global rankings, the United Nations Office of Sustainable Development dropped the United States to 41st worldwide, down from its previous ranking of 32nd. Under this methodology, an expansive model of 17 categories or goals, many of them focus on the environment and equity, the U.S. ranks between Cuba, and Bulgaria. Both are widely regarded as developing countries. The U.S. is also now considered a flawed democracy according to the Economist Democracy Index. As a political historian who studies U.S. institutional development, I recognize these dismal ratings as the inevitable result of two problems. Racism has cheated many Americans out of the healthcare, education, economic security, and environment they deserve. At the same time, as threats to democracy become more serious, a devotion to American exceptionalism keeps the country from candid appraisals and course corrections. The other America. The Office of Sustainable Development's rankings differ from more traditional development measures in that they are more focused on the experiences of ordinary people, including their ability to enjoy clean air and water, than the creation of wealth. So while the gigantic size of the American economy counts in its scoring, so too does unequal access to the wealth it produces. When judged by accepted measures like the Gini coefficient, income inequality in the U.S. has risen markedly over the past 30 years. By the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development measurements, the U.S. has the biggest wealth gap among the G7 nations. These results reflect structural disparities in the United States, which are most pronounced for African Americans. Such differences have persisted well beyond the demise of chattel slavery and the repeal of Jim Crow laws, and they are looking to bring that back. They are looking to bring that back. But they know it. See, America is falling. Fall of the Gentile power. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put this link out there. we have a quick little discussion. And what I want you to do is, when you make your comment, you can fall back into the waiting room so other people could get on. And also, if you say something, please be considerate in how you phrase your wording. Don't be using racial terminology that's going to get my channel shut down, if you know what I'm saying. And then I'm going to have to kick you out. So be politically correct in some sense. All right. I'm not going to pin it. There's the link. Oh, yes. Thank you. 5 minutes per comment. If you go over 5 minutes, I'm going to have to stop you. Thank you for reminding me, Brother Doug. 5 minutes per comment. Judah J, how's it going? Unmute yourself. Judah J, you there? Unmute yourself. All right, I'll come back to you, Judah J. Sister Betty, how's it going?
Afternoon, family is going very well, and I'm blessed, and I'm asking the Most High to bless everybody on the panel tonight. Minister Cobra, do your thing. We are here. We are here for you.
Hello.
Thank you, Sister Betty.
Hello.
Yeah, Judah J.
Oh, okay. Shalom, family. Shalom. So, it's a blessing to be here. Excellent conversation that we're having. What I would say is the goal of trying to snuff out the whole critical race theory is that with time, I think they believe that people are going to forget the true history. And then, of course, what they'll try to do is redress the woman, so to speak, to make her, more appealing, and then have her prance around like she's the original, when she's not the original at all. She's completely different. And, with the Most High, sometimes what he does with me is he lets me see different things as far as like going on in the world. Maybe if it's something that I like to do, he'll just give me certain messages. I'm a music guy, so I listen to all kind of different music. I'm going to tie it in, but one of the musics I listen to is rock. I listen to jazz. I listen to all rap, all that stuff. There was two people, individual artists that for some reason got my attention. Avril Lavigne, Paul McCartney. Now, I don't know if any of you guys remember Avril Lavigne, but back in like 2001, 2000 to 2003, she had a song called Skater Boy and also a song called Complicated. Trust me, I'm tying it in. And also, for some reason, I'm watching these videos from this person. I don't even know why. That's not who I normally listen to. Also, Paul McCartney. Now, I'm mentioning both of these people because they were switched out. These are not the original people that are alive now that we know as these artists. From 2001 to 2003, if you watch videos on YouTube, the woman that they have been as Avril Lavigne is completely different than this new woman that they have put in to say is Avril Lavigne from 2004 on. So she's still alive, making music, but she's not the same woman. Now, Paul McCartney, of course, and the Beatles, from all the way up to 1966, you got one guy. Right after 1966, from 67 on until now, completely different guy, but he looks the same. So my point is with critical race theory, they know their history. They know what their history has done. They know what it did to us. Every time they see us, it's like talks about in the book of Enoch. And I think it's in the book of Wisdoms, book of Solomon and Wisdom, that book, you know what I'm talking about. How he says every time they look at us, it's just there. It's like we're paraphrasing. We're disgusting. It's like they can't even look at us. And it's because of their guilt, their shame, because they know that we are not for their turn. We know that they know that we know they've done something that's so heinous, so unimaginably evil. And every time they see us, it reminds them of what they've done. And so with critical race theory, they don't want us to be able to, like you said, teach our kids of what they did, or even have their kids start to gain a conscience through the knowledge of this understanding of what their parents and their forefathers did, for them to now turn on them. So it's a fear of them not just losing white supremacy, but the whole what is that? The aura of being a people that are upright, people that are for the world and out to help, and these natural leaders that are here for our good. They don't want to lose that. And so they'll do anything they can not to lose that. And with those artists, as I was telling you about, with time, they feel like, okay, we determine and dictate what the narrative is. And so
1 minute, Judah J.
Okay, so you will follow and go and have the you will follow the train of thought that we want you to. So all we have to do is twist and turn the narrative just a little bit, and with time you'll feed into anything that we decide to feed you. So I think that's the goal of it, and for us to not speak up about it and talk about it and let people know the truth, that's a disservice. So anyways, blessings to you. Shalom.
All right. Sister Betty, so what do you think all this? You know, they're passing all these laws and all these things. You know, our people seem to be ignorant of it. A lot of us don't seem to be concerned on what these people planning.
Okay, here I go. Trying to be modest, right? I got a new title. Listen, if you do not understand one thing, understand this. Listen, this is the same thing that the Bible speaks of. Esau told Jacob, when Isaac is dead, I'm going to kill you. Esau would have killed Jacob's entire family, his entire lineage. Do you understand that Esau never left? He never died. He does what the Rothschilds do. They continue to change their name. Their name was Bauer. Then after so many hundred years, they changed it to Rothschild. They just reinvent themselves, but the hate is still there. See, because Esau was holding on to Jacob was holding on to Esau's heel. Jacob tricked Esau and took the inheritance. Do you actually think that these people will ever repent and give you reparations unless the Most High does it?
Exactly.
Do you not know that let's stop with all of this stuff. Stop. Because do you not know the very skin that they are in, the DNA that is in their skin, in their blood, it is hate for Jacob. That's not going to change. Don't you see Jim Crow? All this is coming back around again. The hatred will never go away. Everybody has a hate crime bill except for you, Judah.
Exactly.
So bring your head out the clouds. This ain't none of your land. Oh, I mean, people, you are still in the land of your captivity.
Yep.
What do you think you are? You're saying you're not going to flee, but you're staying here in the land of your captivity where they're reversing the laws. They have to go to the Constitution to even say that you're human enough to even vote in their system that was not built to make you a people, an American. It never was, and it never will be. Stop talking about the 4th of July like you finna go out with your red, white, and blue flag and your shirt on looking like a big fool. Talking about happy 4th of July and your people was out there in the field getting beat, slaved, and raped and skinned. Nothing has changed. Stay if you want in the land of your captivity when you can't even really celebrate the Sabbath. We can't worship the Most High in the wilderness like we're supposed to because we are in captivity. You are in a jail cell. You just don't see the bars.
That's it.
You don't see the bars. But you are literally in a jail cell. They have mental chains on your mind if you think you're going to make it in the land of your captivity. Are you foolish? You actually think Bill Gates, the 13 family, you think they're going to allow you to ever be something in this country? I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what you have. You are a captive and you still a slave. Why do you think 95% of your men are in prison and being effeminized? They're being turned into they're being turned into girls. Why do you think you are in a mental jail cell?
Yep.
Please, if you don't do nothing else, please seek the Most High for discernment on this matter. It's heavy on us because we're captive. Our minds have been captive for over 400 years. And then we have the Black Boule, the NAACP. These people are paid. They are paid informants to keep you enslaved mentally. You are enslaved mentally. We walking around, most of us who aren't woke, you walking around mentally enslaved and don't even see it. That white man did a number on you. He did a number on you. And if you still thinking this your country, the free and the brave, you still say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. You are a fool, a first-class fool. Because at my school, we say, I pledge allegiance to Yahushua HaMashiach. That's what we say every single morning. You think I let them do the pledge to the flag, or you think I'm already doing CRT and been doing it for 27 years? You think I'm stupid? You think I'm a raise my kids up out of my preschool, out of my house, to say I pledge allegiance to a flag that don't do nothing but rape, kill, and steal, and murder me? And you still got that mentality in this country? Stop. Stop with the foolishness. Take them chains off your mind mentally. You are deceived. You are in the matrix. Somebody better look at what Cypher did. He got plugged back up. If you want to stay plugged up, stay plugged up. But you're
2 minutes, Sister Betty.
I'm sorry, Sugar. All right.
Go ahead, finish. You can finish what you had to say. You had 2 minutes.
I'm just baffled. I'm baffled to all the rebuttal that you're getting. T.O., let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to you for many years. And if you was wrong about anything, you better believe what I tell you. I would tell you straight up, no chaser back in the day on the rocks. No chaser. I would tell you, you have been on spot with this. You better keep doing what you're doing. If you're the last Negro standing, you better not stop doing what the Most High has told you and your brother to do. You better continue to do it. I don't care how many people stop following you. I don't care how many friends you lose, how many associates you lose. I don't care. I don't care. You better continue to do what you are doing, or the hot coal's going to be on your head.
I agree with that. Thank you, Sister Betty. And I'm gonna put you in the back so I can add someone else. Thank you, Sister Betty. Brother Oral, how's it going?
Hey, Brother Jacobus. I'm blessed and highly favored. You know, this is so interesting as I watch this and all this backlash, you know, you're still getting from people it's almost like they're saying there's no 400-year prophecy when they say, oh, you shouldn't flee, you're teaching fear doctrine. And it's like, I don't know if they just have their head in the sand, or maybe the Most High just gave them that strong delusion, because if they don't see it, it's like, I tell you, brother, I've spoken to people just randomly, because I wanted to see how many people know what's going on. And I got to tell you, Brother Jacob, a lot of people don't know what's going on. They don't even have a clue. When I tell them about,
you know what, Brother Oral, a lot of them Gentiles leaving, though. Some of them know what's going on.
Yes,
they packing their bags.
Exactly. And I'm glad you mentioned about leaving, because, you know, being here on your platform, I met a wonderful gentleman, Michael. He's on the call here too. And Michael and I actually are doing some stuff. Like I mentioned to you, I have a cousin in Malawi. And Mike is just like an amazing brother, man. He's like a brother from another mother. And we're talking to my cousin, and we actually purchasing land in Malawi and moving forward, thanks to that brother. So those folks can stay here and not make preparation, but I'm making preparations and I'm paving the way. And that's the way I look at it, is that we're going to be the people that we're going to be like the scouts spying out the land. But we got to do something. We cannot sit here with all these things happening right in front of our face and just say, oh, I'm going to wait on the Most High. You said something key maybe it was last week or week before last. You said you know, for me and my brother, if the Most High opens a door, we step through it. And I got to tell you, brother, doors are opening for us towards that direction. So I'm going to step through those doors and I'm going to keep going. I want to mention one other thing, and then I'll step down. It's very interesting. One of these Gentiles went in, a Gentile went in and shot up that school. I'm sure you've heard about it.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's so interesting how, you know, when we mention about, or people mention about the evil in their heart, because all these shooting, these mass shooting, is always, it's like 9 out of 10 of them are Gentiles just going and just blasting people, you know, and they don't see that, and they kind of sweep it under the rug or anything.
Yeah, I mean they're all Caucasian men.
Yes, yes, and it's just they just sweep that under the rug and they just keep it moving. But you know, the Most High said he's gonna recompense, you know, and we don't have to worry about them giving us a reparation, because the Most High, as Sister Beta mentioned, is gonna give us reparation. And thank you for allowing me. And you know, the Most High continue to protect you and bless you and your brother, and the family loves you, brother.
Thank you, Brother Oral. So what I'm doing is I'm putting everyone in the back who talked. I'll bring y'all back for final comments if y'all stay, you know, if you want to stay.
That's fine, brother.
All right. All right. Sharman Castillo, how's it going?
Shalom, Brother Yakoba. Thank you for having me on. You know, so many of your panel, and shalom to the panel as well. So much meat. With the critical race theory, Sister Betty said it so eloquently. But for me, one of the things I think is important, I think, you know, of course they want to bring out their opposition to it, because I heard somebody say before, and I'll bring it back up, and I know y'all have heard it as well, that they don't want their children to see that, look, Aunt Sarah, Uncle Tommy, these are their pictures, and these were your relatives. It wasn't hundreds of years ago. This was like 50, 30 years ago. So this is something that's still ongoing. They are embarrassed for people to see and know that, yes, this is your family, and this is what they've done. So to me, that's how I look at it. I really do. I see that they're probably embarrassed. And as far as, you know, the laws that they're passing right now, I truly trust y'all in this. I truly do. I think that the laws and the things that they're bringing to pass are laws that are going to affect them in the end. I think they're the ones who are going to be affected, and these laws are going to be the things that bind them, because, you know, as the word says, it's going to be worse, far worse for them. And I'm not gloating or anything. Unfortunately, it's going to be worse for them. So every law that they make against us are laws that are going to actually bind them in the end. And so, you know, it is what it is. If I could leave here today, I would leave here today. I'm in San Antonio. If I could leave today, I would leave today. And I am slowly but surely setting money aside so that when the Most High opens up the door for me to leave, I can go. And if it's not with a lot, then it's not with a lot. But he's supposed to be our provider. So, you know, if he opens the door, I'll definitely go. And I wanted to tell you, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that they also built that wall around themselves, thinking they're keeping other people out.
Right. And they're keeping themselves in. And I mean, so our eyes are open. I praise Yah that he has opened our eyes. And I want to tell you this, because y'all know, you know, I'm a singer, but I took up subbing just to take up subbing. And it was in a school where there's Israelite children. And I said I would do it for a few days or maybe one day a week, because, you know, I have other things that I do. But the Most High put it in my heart to stay there. And I've been there since October. And to me, I think it's because he's giving me different skills other than the skills that I have, so that when we do leave out of here, that I will be a help to our nation in another way. So the Most High knows what he's doing, and he knows why he has placed me where he has placed me. And I tell you this because I was in my class, and my children are mostly Israelites. And I had your show on, and I was listening to it. And one of the little children, my children are like 9 and 10 years old, he came up to me and he goes, "My grandma listens to him." I was, wait a minute. I'm like, "This is Teo. Are you sure?" He goes, "Yes." And I'm like, I turned it, "Are you sure it's Teo?" She goes, yes. And he talks about the Most High. And I was like, oh, praise the Most High, because I'm like Sister Betty. I tell those children all about Yah, period. And I pray if they have a fever or if their stomach hurts, we're gonna pray and they're gonna honor the Most High. And I'm doing critical race theory in my classes, period. I'm not going to dishonor Yah before anybody. So I just want you to know, here in San Antonio, even our we hear you here in San Antonio. So I just want to tell you that. And I'm going to go ahead and move out of the way and tell you all shalom.
All right, thank you, Sister Sherman. All right, Misfit Fee, how's it going?
Shalom, Brother Yakoba. Shalom, family, to the panel and to the people in the chats. Just two things I wanted to touch on. So firstly, I live here in Arizona. They recently had a change in leadership when it comes to the governor. They've recently gone from GOP to Democratic. And she did something a few weeks ago where she vetoed a bill that was going to block critical race theory in the schools. Now, if you all remember the incident January 6th, majority of those people came from Arizona. So I'm thinking they're probably going to be the ones to stir up some trouble, given that they're the same ones that did this on the Capitol when their leader was being voted out. And secondly, given about us, having to leave here, it seems like to me that the land is definitely being prepared for us to go home.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yes. I don't know if anybody's paid attention to what's going on with Miss Kamala, but she's now in Africa trying to salvage whatever relationship that America has with 3 countries. And I mean, I don't know how far it's going to go, considering Zambia's president. She plans to visit Zambia, and their president just 5 days ago said that he was like, years ago, I would have said the way to I forget what he said. I'm just saying it verbatim. The way to hope is Rome, but now he's saying that the way to hope is Beijing. And she has yet to step foot in Zambia, so I don't know how that's going to go. But it seems to me that the motherland is waking up. Not just, we're not just the only ones waking up, it's them too. So, I mean, it's not like we don't have a place to go if we are going to have to flee. So I'm just going to go by the Most High, prepare to leave, get my family prepared to leave. They already know. They're already awakened and they already know. So we're already prepared, making preparations to go when the time is right and when the door opens.
Well, you have passed a big hurdle because you got your family on board. That's the problem most of us got.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is too, majority of my immediate family, my stepmom was the one to wake me up, or help wake me up with the Most High, and then she got my dad onto it. My stepdad is also awakened, and he lives in Texas. He has a piece of land out there that he's trying to develop, and I'm just like, well, I don't know how long you're gonna get to stay on it, because I don't think we're gonna get to stay here long. But he's definitely awakened. My mom here is with me, my sister, my brother, they're already awakened. So praises to the Most High for that.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Miss Feet. I'm gonna put you to back. All right.
Okay.
Brother Fast Nickel, how's it going?
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
I'll be quick. So I want to first say I am 1,000,000% behind everything Sister Betty said. I couldn't have said it any better. That's the first thing. Second thing, I saw the video with Kamala Harris over there in Africa, and they're trying to force those people to accept the LGBT agenda, and they are just not having it, which I'm happy that they are putting their foot down. The third thing, I just want to say, I know that just about everybody that listens to your show, we all understand what you're saying and what you're doing. And what's interesting is that from watching the videos that you showed today, where DeSantis is doing what he's doing, you've got these other states doing what they're doing. That's the similarity of right now we're seeing the water boiling and the frogs being put in the water, not knowing that they're being boiled.
Yep.
And what's going to happen is we're going to be out of here, But when they finally realize that they're being boiled, they're not going to be able to get out.
For real.
And thank you
what is
again
it?
for
Hangman? They're gonna hang from their own gallows?
their own news. Exactly. Thank you, brother.
All right, thank you, brother Fast Nickel. Fort Living Room, how's it going?
It is going very well. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I got my camera on, Mr. Yakoba. I just want you to see my face. I want you to know how much I appreciate you and your ministry. You have literally in one day, you changed my whole perspective. My whole perspective. I needed to thank you. There's so much I want to say right now, but I know I only got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try to keep it quick.
Okay.
Firstly, I just want to say I've been awake for a very long time. I spent 10 years in the military, combat vet, all that kind of stuff or whatever. So I've been awake. I've been around. I've kind of seen what was going on, especially in the military. Just the little nuances and little things that go on behind the scenes. I've kind of seen it. But I will say there is definitely a difference between being awake and being like woke to the situation, like truly grasping who you are and having an understanding of who you really are versus looking at all the superficial things like in the world, like, oh, such and such is bombing here, such and such is bombing there. It's night and day. Having true understanding from the Most High is far different than having just worldly understanding. I'm actually out here right now. I'm on my property. We're out in the country, and it's kind of funny because where I live, I'm in Michigan, and I live in a town that when I say the town, where I'm not gonna say it just cause right now, but when I say the name of the town to anybody, any other black person, they look at me like I'm crazy for living here. But I guess you could say I'm the only spot on the sheet. But
you're a brave man.
You know what? That's just my point. It's not me, because when I was originally looking for a house, we were looking for houses in I was looking to go out of state, Colorado. Now I see what's going on there, but I used to live there in the military, so. But I see what's going on there. But we was looking for houses in all kinds of other different places. The Most High Himself set aside this property for us. We on 10 acres right now. We got chickens. I'm out here now watching these hawks right now, making sure these birds stay safe. But I said that to say this. I was wondering, I've always been about trusting the Most High. My mom is always, as she's a woman of faith, she's always told me, you don't care what nobody got to say. You trust what the Most High is telling you to do. He made everything happen. It was decent and in order how all this happened, how we got onto this property. So we got onto this property. Turns out we have real cool neighbors. Our neighbors are amazing. The front, back, all around. Everybody's amazing here. But I was out cleaning my chicken coop the other day, and I had my little headphones on, and I was listening I always stay in the Word. I always try to listen to something while I'm working. And my show had went off, and you know how YouTube will auto start something different. It just so happened it was your program. It was like 2-3 shows ago, and my hands was dirty, and I couldn't get to my phone to change it. So I was like, oh man, what am I listening to? I'll tell you what, 2 minutes later, I could not turn the program off. Couldn't turn it off. Like literally something changed in my spirit. And I realized what the deal was. It was like instantly, I just snapped out of a sleep instantly. I called my mom. I talked to my mom and I explained everything, what was going on. And I said, we got to go. I said, I've been here only a year. We've been on this property just a year. I said, we got to go. My mom said, praise the Lord. She said, I'm selling my house now. Right now, my mom is in the process of selling her house. I can't even get into the details of how easy it is for her selling her house because, like I said, I know probably only got 2 minutes left. But my mom is selling her house. She's coming to move here on our homestead until we get everything together and figure out where we're going to go. But I've been in prayer and I've been fasting for the last few days. All of a sudden, one of my cousins called me and was like, here's your cousin Gerald's number. They live in Rwanda, basically for me to give him a call. So I messaged him. He like took off years ago. Nobody knew why he left. He just went to Africa. Everybody was like, he crazy, you know, just we didn't know what the deal was. Messaged him on WhatsApp. WhatsApp, I think
Yeah,
it's called.
WhatsApp. Yeah.
Okay. So I messaged him on WhatsApp, and he was like, thank the Most High. I had no idea that you was awake. I was like, cuz. I said, cuz. If I told you how it happened, you wouldn't even believe it. I mean, I've been, like I say, I've been awake, but I ain't been woke truly to who we are. So now my cousin's gonna call me tomorrow. We're gonna link up, and God is just so good. It's the main thing is we have to be patient. We have to wait to hear from God. Like, even though we know we need to go, we know, we got to get out of here. Everything is going great. Everything's going good. The Most High put us here for a reason. This is literally like the staging area so we can get all set up and we can all get consolidated out of the cities so we can get ready to go back home. And
so let you know, Brother Ford, 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I just, again, I can't thank you enough. I appreciate your ministry. Please keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you, brother.
Okay, and maybe in the future you could give us your testimony on how you woke up and stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna bring y'all back for final comments. All right, Brother Michael Raya, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm blessed.
Hey, let me ask you a question, brother. What's the most dangerous thing for the United States?
The most dangerous thing, according to them, is a woke black race. That's what Nick.
There you go, man. That's the thing. That's the most dangerous thing. As long as they can keep us separated. But now they seeing the separation. No, we sticking together like glue. Hard glue.
Change. They see it.
They see it. They see this, and so when we seeing, hey, why isn't this working on these people? We always had this in place, this, that in place. What's going on? Somebody say we whoa, all righty. They took it for granted. You may have this superstar, hey, black people, check this show out. But it was the networks who put it out there more so than the superstar did. And everybody started looking at it.
And the boule don't work on us no more. So they nothing working.
Nothing. So now, I mean, hey, now they getting bolder. Yep. Bring back Jim Crow law. We don't care what happened. We need to put these people back in their place. They're getting some unknown power from somebody, which they know. And that's the thing. And I would say this also to brothers and sisters that just don't have the means. Right now, I cannot afford to go right now. My son's still in high school. But what I did, though, I invested money in Africa. I got an investment going on right now because one day this dollar is going to evaporate. And I mean, if we going over there being
they're saying 90 days.
You know what? I can believe it. Now, this is the thing, brother. If you take your money and go to Africa and do whatever you think you need to do, even just put it in the bank up on a different currency, you safe there. You have a little sense of stability. But when that dollar is no good and you going over to Africa and they're looking at you, man, that stuff ain't no good. It's no good. And so
put it in some Ghana CDs because they back theirs by gold.
That's my point. And so I think that we really truly need to start paying more attention. If we just can't get up and go, I understand that. At least talk to some brothers and sisters on this panel that's doing investments in Africa and link up with them. You know, see you all, have a common goal where let's do business together. And because I have family and in this particular part and things of that nature, and move on. Because I don't care how you see it. We will be back in that land. If you want to go or not, I don't care what you're talking, you still going. You still going. Yeah, I said not one will be left behind. Now, if you want to sit up here and don't go, and you get over there and you still acting a fool, well, then that's will be one place that you will be going. And you will end up being dirt, fertilizer. And so, I mean, we really truthfully will have to start respecting brothers who reading from the scriptures. Don't get me wrong, brother. What you're saying is true. Get out of Babylon. I took it in two different ways. I took it in a spiritual sense, and I took it also in a physical sense. I did. It's the physical sense that's getting me up out of here. I'm not worried about what no other person is doing. I know what I need to do to save me and my son. That's what I'm doing. And I don't want nobody to wear my emotions, but stick to the scriptures. The scripture says this. And if you have the means to do it, so be it. If you don't, hey, that's between you and Yah. That's between you and Yah. You got brothers over there that's making moves and trying to get to Africa. I'm telling you, link up with these brothers and sisters and see what you all can come together on a business side in the event, not if, but when the day comes where, boom, you got to go. And it may be in a rush for you to get up out of here. But you know, when you rushing out of here, you know for a fact you already got something set up when you get to the motherland. It's just that simple. And I would tell anybody, think ahead. Move with faith. Yah is not going to leave you destitute. That's one thing he's not going to do.
2 minutes, Brother Michael.
I'm sorry, say it again for me.
2 minutes.
Oh, well, you know what, brother? That's pretty much it. I'll let the other brothers and sisters come on. But other than that, I will say shalom to you, brothers and sisters, and be safe out there.
All right. Thank you, Brother Mike. Real Second Exodus, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Shalom to you, Brother Yakoba, and everyone in the chat and live stream.
So what you think about all this?
That's a great question. I think 400 years is looking more legitimate day by day. I'm also curious but I'm more so curious about what you think about this, because just like Sister Sharman brought up earlier about working in the school system, I went and got a part-time job. I'm starting the orientation this Friday in the school system, and I'm really curious, like, about this critical race theory talk. Do you think, and I wanted to get your opinion and everyone's opinion in the chat, do you think that the reason why they don't want critical race theory to be taught is because it would lead up to more questions past 1619? Like, would they ask questions about why did the slave trade get started in the first place? What is the Alhambra Decree, and who started it? Who was the first slave traders?
Oh yeah, definitely is going to expose the Vatican. It's going to expose this supposed Christian nation that they claim to be. It's going to expose the fact that they enslaved for the Yah's people. You know, if they believe that they enslaved for the Yah's people, these people will be scared out the wazoo, right? Because they know judgment's coming, right? So they got to deny themselves. So that's why they don't want it taught. That's why the Bible says we would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed because her heart is hardened, just like Pharaoh's.
Right. So I guess our acknowledgement of our, identity is what's kind of keeping the charades all together, like the house of cards. And once once the youth, the children in the school systems, when they say we're possibly related or descendants of Jews, that will raise up a whole new generation with, perhaps a different way of looking at life, right? In general.
Yeah, and see, the other thing is the Gentiles' children, they have more relationship with Black folks or Negroes, whatever you want to call us, and so they will be more apt to look at the injustice and probably want to make a change. Whereas their parents, they understand the political system in the economic system of white supremacy, which they know which is what keeps them on top, right? Which allows them to rule over us and over all these nations. So the parents, they still want that white supremacist structure to stay intact, but the kids, as they learn, they like, I don't want none of that. I don't want to be like that. That's my opinion anyway.
Right. So reparations may come through the kids in the future when they're adults.
It's possible. I think the bottom line is, father, y'all gonna force them to do it, right? So they're not gonna want to do it because, even for the ones that are young that may want to change, they're a small percentage in comparison to the ones who won't change because they are on top, and nobody wants to give up power, and nobody wants to give up the status of being elite, right? So they're not gonna want to do it on their own. They're gonna be forced to.
Right. My second question is about Ghana. Do you think it's possible that the 400-year celebration of return, do you think that could have been symbolic, or do you think, the 5,000 acres of land given, specifically to the diaspora, do you think that would be a kind of like a place of a refuge for us if we happen to come out?
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I don't like Akudo, right? I don't like the president of Ghana. I think he's Boule. I think he's, raccoon. I don't trust him. But the whole 400-year movement, there's something there. I think, I personally think, and I have no proof, I think he, Akufo-Addo, I think he's probably a Freemason. And I think he knew that the 400 years was up. And that's why he did it, because he knew the prophecies were coming to pass. Now, when we look at this whole thing, like with the LGBTQ stuff, he's still against it. But if you notice, he's not as antagonistic against it as Museveni of Uganda. Museveni of Uganda, I like him. I don't like everything he does, but on that position, I like the way he responded, right? And so a lot of people going to Ghana. I'm not going to Ghana if I get to go. I wouldn't go to Ghana. I mean, just like they tore down that guy's house, you tear down my house, we're gonna have some trouble, right? So I'm not going there to start fighting my own people. So if they can't control their own economic system and control people's tearing down your buildings, right? Because look, you want to start trouble, you mess with an Israelite from the States, right? We don't play like that, right? So they lucky that the people they dealt with is pretty temperate.
Right. And some of us could be agents, if that makes sense. I heard that that building was a LGBTQ or something like that.
That's what I hear, but I haven't really seen any proof of that, right? So I don't really know. But that's what they said. That's what Go Black and them had on there. So it could be. But here's the thing. If the people find out that's what it is, they're going to have a lot of pushback. So I don't know what's going on.
Right.
I just know that Ghana is suspect because Ghana also is trying to push the lollipop, right? So I'm like, I don't like that. Tanzania is still on my list. Ethiopia is on my list. That's about it right now.
Gotcha. Thanks for answering my questions.
All right, thanks. All right, Jermaine S., how's it going?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good.
Shalom to everybody. Shalom to everybody. Yeah, man. I was sitting back and I was listening to Sister Betty, and she was talking about the enslaved mentality and the Black Boule. And it just reminded me of something that I've seen on YouTube over the last couple of days. And you're probably familiar with the red pill community.
What is it?
At least loosely, the red pill community.
Never heard of it.
It's all right. It's pretty much it's just a bunch of guys trying to teach men about masculinity, and essentially it boils down to a white red pill community and then a black red pill community. Well, recently, I loosely follow it, not because I follow their practices, but just because it's a sign of the times, I think. And recently, that brother Kevin Samuels died, and he was pretty much the king of black red pill community. And I'm not endorsing him at all, just to let you know. But after he died, there was a young lady who came into prominence. Her name was Just Pearly Things, and she's a white,
racist white girl.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring her up because because of how dominant she's become in this community, especially the Black manosphere community.
Explain that one
Because
to me, please. How can a white girl get almost 1 million subscribers of Black folks talking about Black folks issues? Please explain that to me.
yeah. So what she did was really smart. She actually paid Kevin Samuels and called a lot of the guys who were in the Black manosphere community to kind of pick their brains before she kind of rose to dominance. She tried to get into the white manosphere first, but we know how they do. Actually, they were like, "Nah, this is not your place." But the Black manosphere was like, "Okay," and so she was wise. She hired an entire Black production team. So her, director, producer, and some of the people that she's on the podcast with, that she runs with all the time, they're all Black, minus maybe a few. So she surrounded herself with Black people, picked their brain, and she's not the most interesting or savvy person to talk, but that's kind of how she rose. She surrounded herself with people, with the Black people in the London community. So she's in London. She's from the Midwest in America, but she's in London, and so it was very wise how she did it, and that's how she did it. Just recently, she did a podcast with Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes is a known racist and so forth. And during this, there was a particular part that really got her in trouble. And this has to do with everything you're talking about. She mentioned slavery, and she said, because Nick Fuentes is not very big on the Holocaust. And so she said, yeah, they always make it seem worse than it is. The Holocaust always seems worse than what it really was. That's what Nick Fuentes was saying. And Just Pearly Things responds by saying, yeah, it's kind of like slavery, and she was like, they always make slavery they always embellish slavery. She was like, even the author of Roots said that he wanted to create, that the author wanted to create a myth for his people. And so she used that as kind of fuel to say that slavery is embellished. Needless to say, this caused a firestorm in this, this secular community. And I think the most interesting thing from the results were, she was making jokes with Nick Fuentes about Black people in front of her Black producers, dating Black men, using Black London, having almost all Black people come onto her podcast, getting her information, and being pretty much the queen of Black manosphere. But she did this with this racist man and joked with him on it, didn't give him any pushback, and then said slavery was embellished. What's particularly interesting with the enslaved mentality and the Black boule is that many Black people came to her defense. And I'm like, what in the world? How can, like, I don't expect much from people who don't follow Yeshua, but I mean, come on, like this lady is crazy. Even, one of her main co-hosts was, caping for her, you know what I mean? And it just goes to show you. I mean, she's not that young. She's 26, but there is a particular agenda to erase our history, even in this secular sense. And there were many Black YouTubers who came to her defense. And, it's crazy. And I just wanted to, bring that up to say it's coming from all different aspects. And so we got to stand firm,
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jermaine S. Brother Don Pete. You there, Brother Don? Can't hear you, Brother Don. Going once. Going twice. All right, we'll come back to you, Brother Don. Brother Doug, how's it going?
How's it going there, Brother Yacoba? How's it going? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Brother Doug. These people, I don't even know what to say. And I'm not trying to be nice about, well, I am trying to be sort of balanced, but these people got targets painted on us, dude.
Well, you know what, Brother Yacoba, if you don't know what to say, let me hop in here real quick. Let me see what I can find out I might put together. Well, first and foremost, on January 6th, I started my effort, and I've been packed shortly thereafter ever since. And I'm glad, because they've lost their minds, and their trajectory is sure. But something I was thinking about while you guys were talking. The reason so many of us are not in the same frame of mind is because we think collectively that there are so many left out so good that they're going to eventually come to save us. And that's the problem. I mean, you got to consider what's happening. There's a belief, I believe, within our community that there are enough of our oppressors with their right mind that will stave off any possibility that the rest won't lose theirs. And that's just not the case.
Sorry
It's
about
just not the
that,
case.
a glitch, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. The fact is that the same sentiment that allowed the Civil War to take place and occur, the same sentiment that allowed World War I to take place and occur, is certainly the same sentiment that has allowed, the Nazi Germany to foment, create itself, and take place. These individuals don't have it within themselves to stop themselves from doing anything horrendous to themselves, much less to anyone else. And the fear is they're fueled by racist, hateful ideology that they will not let go. They just can't seem to understand that, folks like Ron DeSantis, which again, just 2 generations from speaking Euro trash, is suddenly now all in his feelings about who comes into this country under what circumstances. And I'm going to tell anyone listening, please understand, they will not stop themselves from doing what they intend to do to Negroes. I mean, you pack your gear, if not for flight, if not for leaving, pack your gear to be ready to be on the move within the confines of this penal colony we built. We didn't get here because we were invited. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the only thing that keeps us, I think, united. Listen, you're not going to believe until they turn on the ones they've held in high esteem. That's when you begin to understand they're going to start victimizing people we look up to that are Negroes. And no one's going to stop them. The people you expect to come to Negroes' rescue, all those folks who argue against the things we say, don't argue against the individuals who cause us to say them. Instead, we depend on these individuals at some point to turn around, face the folks that look like them, and begin to stop the madness. It will not happen. It has never happened. And so if you're not prepared to leave the country, get prepared to leave your house. And if I might close with this, while you're leaving and you're roaming about, do me a favor. Get that goddamn grin off your faces. I gotta go.
Thank you, Brother Doug. Brother Don.
Well, let's see if we can do it better without the headset.
How's it going?
It's going, man. It's raining out here. Little flash floods and stuff like that. But, I don't believe there's any such thing as a flea doctrine. I believe there's a thing called obedience. And so if the Most High told you to go, then just be prepared to go when he makes the way, because he's going to provide the provision. I also believe that wisdom is justified by her children. And so there be those, none are supposed to be left behind. That's because someone's going to be dead.
Yeah.
So the live ones, they gonna go. They ain't gonna get left behind. So I just, want to encourage you, man. I know these folks be coming at you crazy, but you know what? Like I said, wisdom's justified by our children. I let me back.
Yeah. And most of them be from our own people too, Don. All right. So we're going to get final comments. Misfit Fee, final comment.
Yeah, I also wanted to just finish off what I was talking about in regards to the CRT. Also with these with what's happening in Florida with the colleges. I wouldn't want to keep those anyway. As far as the those black fraternities and sororities, because they're part of the ballet. A and B, why are we even mimicking Greek ideologies when the Grecians hate us? They laugh at the fact that we even want to be like them. So I don't understand why we even want to hang on to something like that.
That's because most of our people didn't know what they were getting into. But yeah, go ahead.
To go out to try and fit in, because I know I went to a black college and most of those kids that were joining that stuff only wanted to fit into something and wanted to make themselves look like they were something.
Yeah, and the men wanted to get the girls, you know.
Yeah, and it is just like, it's pointless, because yeah, that can get you a job in the end run, but that's not something that can sustain your life. At the end of the day, the Grecians, again, you saw what they did to us when that guy went over there, and basically they murdered that guy. They murdered the black guy that was over there because he was with a white woman or a Grecian woman, and nobody got justice for it. So I don't understand why we even want to be like them. But I'd say let the idols go. Let it go and let it be.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Miss Feet. Brother Oral, final comments.
Yeah. Final comment, brother Yakoba. Continue to do what the Most High has instructed you to do, and don't let. I know it's times you're human, so you may feel a little down or get discouraged, but know for sure you have a couple of thousand people, actually more than a couple of thousand people that have your back, my brother. And as far as I'll keep saying it, if somebody don't go to pave the way, then it's going to be a little difficult for thousands and millions of people to leave. So I say, if you're led by the Holy Spirit, then by all means move on that. In addition to that, I'll also say that you got to start making preparation, because this is not your final destination anymore. It never was, but now that you're awoken to the fact that it's not where you're supposed to be, it's good to start at least doing a little bit of research so you can know how it is over there, what's the do's and the don'ts, and so on and so forth. And that's what we've been doing. So I say I'm not ready to go right now, and also my family's not ready to go either. But I have to make preparations and plan ahead, forward thinking and all. So that's all I have to say. Thank you once again for having us, and may the Most High continue to bless you and your family, my brother.
All right. Thank you, Brother Oral, and I appreciate the support.
You're welcome.
Okay, Sister Betty, your device is not enabled, so I can't add you for final comment. If you enable your device, I can enable you. All right. Final comment, Sister Betty?
Minister Yacoba, I'm not sure. I know you know who he is, Jonathan Majors.
No.
The
actor, the actor? Yeah.
The actor. I'm just going to tell you this right here. How the mind is so jacked up from the top. He just got busted up with a white woman.
So she was white, the one who accused him of being.
She is white.
I figured that. I knew it.
She's a snow bunny.
They better leave them snow bunnies alone. I'm telling you.
Better stop going snow bunny hunting. And now look, him and Michael B. Jordan are the two coming up superstar, starring African American male roles in these.
I can't hear you, Sister Betty.
It's that mental mind that they have to run away from their own females, to run away from the mother of the earth, the creator.
They've been brainwashed,
mentally enslaved.
Yep.
Did you see him on the cover of Ebony? Was that Ebony magazine, where he's Jonathan Majors sitting on the top of an antique chair with a pink floral jacket on, looking super effeminate, and with some long thigh length boots with his legs crossed, and then another picture of him being very flamboyant with a bunch of roses on the floor. Don't you see what this is? That Negro is mentally enslaved.
Yep.
Just look. They love Babylon. They love Babylon. They have cut his throat to elevate Michael B. Jordan. See, he's king. Let's see what he's king of. But listen, I just want to go back to that, Jacoba, that our people are just mentally enslaved. I mean, they got cold feet about going laying a foundation on the continent. On the continent cannot be any worse than this. At least if we go to Uganda or Tanzania somewhere, Tanzania somewhere, at least we can do a foundation for our people. We can start our own movie theater. We can do so much for our own community. Why are we staying here being slaughtered? Character being slaughtered. Life is being slaughtered. Our men are being effeminate. They're painting our boys' nails. They're now in homosexuality.
And you notice, Sister Betty, it's only the black folks they're trying to feminize.
It's
us and on the continent, right? And all these other countries and everybody else, they ain't trying to do that too.
No, you don't see them doing that to the white man because it's in his nature to be like that anyways. Because that's what the bafflement is all about. See, that is what Satan is all about because he don't want that creation. He can't do that creation. This is his thing. See, homosexuality is his thing. That is Satan's thing. It's not of the Most High. It's unnatural. You're unbalanced. It's just so much. But Minister Jacob, I know you got to let everybody else on the panel to say what they have to say. But look, I'm gonna need you to hit me in the email because I got some things for you. But you got to hit me in the email. I gotta continue to work on you with that for you and the family. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. When I tell you I gotta do it quick. Like it's not long for me. And I'm trying to tell you again that I have something for you, but you have to hit me an email and we have to chat about what me and my sons got going on. And it includes your foundation. And if I don't reach out and help you with your foundation, then hot coals gonna be on my head.
My biggest problem, Sister Betty, is my family. That's the biggest problem. I can figure out everything else.
I know that's your biggest problem, but that's in the Most High's hand. What you still have to do, Jacoba, you still have to allow some type of foundation to be laid for you whenever the Most High work on them to get them, right where you are. I still think that you should take this and start to lay down a foundation, even from where you are. You still have to do it.
I feel you. I mean, my brother and I have talked about that, and we were trying to go in next year to try to go down there at least to like look at some land and probably purchase some land or something like that. Start building the foundation. So, yeah.
You just remember that I'm here for the foundation.
Okay.
All right.
And Sister Betty, where are you thinking of going when you go to the continent?
I already told you I'm going to Tanzania.
Tanzania. Okay. Cool.
To Tanzania. Me and my sons are going.
Yeah. Now you're just going to visit, right? And then come back and then
sit up. I don't switch it over because I got to shut the preschool down. I got to shut the cafe down, and my son have to shut the gym down. So we're looking like either December or the 1st of 2024. Because when I go, I'm not coming back.
Oh, this is a permanent move for you.
This is a permanent move for me.
Oh, okay.
No coming back. So what I was telling you is, if I'm gonna make a permanent move, that means when you come down there, I know we got other people because I talked to Siobhan, them, and I talked to Stepping Stones also. I talked to a couple of people, on the back chat. But I'm going to be doing a foundation because if we don't go down there, somebody, and at least do a foundation and start building something, where we can have our own place. Whenever you do come, you don't have to worry about where I'm going to stay, how much it's going to cost me, what am I going to eat. I'm going to already, by the Most High grace, I'm going to already have it started because this is not me doing this. This is the Spirit. This is the Ruach of the Most High doing what I'm doing. I'm not offering what I'm offering to you because it's my will. It is His will. And I'm a very obedient and disciplined person. Very obedient, very disciplined. That's why I say you have to hit me up in the email so I can find out what it is you're going to need or what we're going to do Boy, this ice.
I'll send you an email, Sister Betty, and we can have a conversation.
We gotta.
Yeah. And I
All right.
appreciate the love, Sister Betty.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Love you guys. Y'all all praise to the Most High. Thanks for the panel. Blessings
Thank
and
you.
peace to the panel also. Shalom.
All right. Love you, Sister Betty. Appreciate it.
Love you guys.
All right. Sister Sharman, final comment.
Okay, thank you, Minister Yakoba. I'll try to be really brief. First, I want to thank you. I've been listening to you many, many years, and I remember back in the day when I used to listen to you, you would let them have it. You know, some of the people you would let them have it, but I see the spirit of like patience that you have with Yah's people now, and I mean, I just think it's amazing, and I love you,
What they
Minister.
really did, Sister Sharman, they didn't warm me down. They beat me down so much I get tired.
No, there's a difference. You used to let them have it, and I would be like, oh my goodness. So that's how long I've been listening to you for a long time. But I wanted to encourage our people also, and let everybody know we have to leave. We've got to leave, period. It's not, maybe one day we'll leave. We're all leaving, period. I don't have the means to leave either, but I'm an obedient child to the Most High. And I look at my family. I'm married. I have 5 daughters and I have some grandchildren too. And I'm the only one in the truth. And I'm like, the only one. And I'm like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to leave when Yah tells me to leave because I have to go. I don't want to leave anybody behind, but I will not stay behind with a nation that is going to be destroyed. And the family's coming out, period. Please don't be a rebel. And my thing is, I'm looking at, I've told you all of these things for years and years, and now it's happening. Perfectly, their eyes will be opened at that point. But I'm praying that Yah will open their eyes. But for the family that is listening, do not be afraid of the heathen. And I don't mean to say that like in a derogatory manner. People who know me, this is really how I talk. I think I'm like the female version of you, Yakoba, because I'm point blank and direct. Don't be afraid of the heathen. They have a lot of plans, but we have a father. We're royal. We're sons and daughters of the king. And I mean, be like Elijah and look at the heathen and ask the Most High to rain down fire upon them, when they come after you. Who cares what the plans and the plots that they have against us? Because all the plans and the plots that they have are going to come upon their own heads. So let them just not smile about it, but I look and it's like just a head nod. Yeah, you're right. Okay, this is what you really, it's like, yeah, right. This is what you plan, but it's coming on your head.
Yeah.
So I just want to encourage the family, don't be afraid. It's not a flea doctrine. We have to go. We're leaving, period. This is not our nation. And not long ago, I went on somebody else's channel, and I won't name it, just a huge one you all would know, though. And I just made a comment in there because they were saying that this was our land. And I simply made a long explanation and was friendly about it. And they called me coons. They called me all kinds of names. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to say any more to our brethren because I refuse to talk badly about them, because it's written. But everything that these people said about me, this is being written and they're going to give an account. Not only will our people give an account, but the heathen will give an account. So do not be afraid. Minister Yakoba, thank you for allowing me to chat because I know I can talk. But anyhow, I love you all, and I'm going to go ahead and get off, and I say shalom to the family.
All right. Thank you, Sister Sharman. Brother Jermaine, final comments?
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to encourage all the teachers, people who said they were stepping into the school system. I taught for 10 years, and for 6 of those years, I actually taught at a Christian school. I've been awakened since 2017, and so about 5 of those years, because I just went into full-time filmmaking, but 5 of those years, I was awakened to the truth. And with the position, the authority that I had, I was able to tell some of the children about who they really were. And you would think that, it's kind of like a nervous thing. You would think they wouldn't listen. You would think that they would be against it. But, them seeing my lifestyle, seeing how the Ruach plays in my life, I was able to give myself credibility, and them knowing that I was the Bible teacher there for so long. And so I had the respect. And so I know that's not everybody's situation, but I would say, even when I was in, public school, I was very truthful about it. Just be open and be honest, and allow your light to shine, and you guys will be fine until we're out of here. So blessings to all you teachers and all you guys who are, preaching the truth, the gospel, and the truth about who we are in your workplace.
All right. Thank you, Brother Jermaine. Brother Don, final comment.
Yeah. Let me turn this daggone Bluetooth off. I don't want to go off. Frustration here. Let me get this Bluetooth off.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, great. One of the things that I wanted to say when I was on, and I forgot to say it about Miss Polly Purebred. Her black people aren't our black people.
For real.
They allow her to get away. They allow her to get away with that stuff because they're tethers.
Yep.
And they need that bag. They need that bag, and so they're gonna let Miss Bootlick say whatever she wants. But it's all gonna be revealed. If you had told me 5 years ago that I'm going to move to the continent, I'd have been like, yeah, right. Put you up to that. Where's the camera? Man, I'm itching, and I'm watching this dollar situation, and I can't stress it enough. At least convert your money to gold, so at least you have some value to work with, because that paper is going to be just like in the Great Depression. They're going to be lighting cigars with $100 bills. So anyway, that's my final thought. Bless you all. Love you. Jacobo, you hang in there, man.
Thank you, Brother.
Most High blessed.
All right. Brother Mike, final comments.
Okay, brother. What I'd like to say to the brothers and sisters during this time of the end, be vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings. Even the people that you may hang with. Ask yourself, are they there to make you, or are they to break you? Or there always going to be pros and cons. And who you associate yourself with, it's 9 times out of 10, it's who you will end up being. And so I say this because we can't run with the world and then we claim we Israel and we're living a life that is contrary to the Torah. And so with all of this encouragement that Brother Jacoby is given, it is not a flea doctrine. If it was a flea doctrine, trust and believe, y'all would have had it in the scriptures, get out of, no, I can't say get out of. He would have said something totally different than what this brother is saying. And he would have came back and said something totally opposite of what y'all put in the book. If it's in the book and you reading it out of the Torah or the Bible, just take it to heart and let Yah really move within you. And I tell everybody, I tell a lot of my friends, I said, don't believe nothing I say. Ask Yah to teach you, and he will. He will literally teach you. All you got to do is open up the book and start reading. Just start reading. He will, and whatever you think you know from previous reading of the scriptures, he will enhance you on what you really truly need to know, and will direct you to different brothers and sisters. And brothers, never forget this. There are some prophets among us. There will be brothers out here who are going to prophesy different things, and it will come to pass. It's not no hard thing to believe. It's not. But if you can believe a pale person compared to a person who has melanin, you may have another problem, because now you're still indoctrinated by that particular person who is not of Yah. So my encouragement is this: continue to socialize with your brothers and sisters, stay in contact with your brothers and sisters. This is where you're going to get spiritually fed and nourished during this time of the end. And it's going to get a whole lot worse. They just talking about Jim Crow. This is just talk right now. This is what they trying to implement.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, bro? We ain't even talking about the action that they're about to put in.
We're talking about the actions. And then when you start seeing this happening to our people, now, if that's what it takes to wake us up, I wish it would have. It'd been nice if it was been another way. But sometimes Yah will use that just to get you to wake up and for you to make that decision. Oh no, this brother was telling the truth all along. So be it. Be about your business, about your faith. Yes, sir.
Quick question. So like on the screen right here, what do you think of doing a future show with me talking about investment ideas, financial ideas and stuff? And, you know, maybe we can also get people from the continent on and talk about investment ideas over there as well. So people can, like, you know, try to diversify, because, you know, this system going to collapse.
Oh yes, I'm gang. You just tell me when. If I got to put some sites on hold, I move sites, and I work. You know, it's me and brother Oral.
Yeah.
Who else? What's that other brother? I have a hard time pronouncing his name. But he was on the show when we was talking. I got to get Beth. I forgot his name. I got to get his name. But yeah, I mean, and that's what we're doing, because y'all willing. This year, I am going to go to Africa.
Yeah,
I am, and I'm planning on visiting Malawi and Tanzania, because Tanzania is right above Malawi, and I just really want to see the path, you know, the roads and everything, because I'm serious about moving money and networking around, and that's what I really want to for brothers and sisters who may say, well, I don't have enough money. You'll be surprised how much money it takes for you to do an investment. You'll be surprised. And we are not talking about a few $1,000s. We're not. And then making sure everything is legally, and everybody understand their take and what's, you know, how the business is going to run and things of that nature. And truthfully, brother, it boils down to being going ahead and getting things set up, not just for yourself, for the brothers on the continent and for the brothers and sisters that are coming onto the continent. We're going to help one another, and we don't even see it right down to this day.
Yeah.
We're going to help one another, and we don't even see it to this day. But yes, you even, brother, whenever you want to put this together, you let me know.
Can you send me an email so I can have your email?
All right, I'll send it right now.
Okay, great.
All right, and I say to the family, shalom.
Thank you, Brother Michael Raya.
All righty, brother. Be safe, bro.
All right. So I want to thank the panel for everybody coming on, giving their input, and I really appreciate it. And also, you know, we have to realize that what we're dealing with today is warfare. You know, just as what you saw with, or you see really, with Russia and Ukraine, right? How it was a proxy war. It was an indirect warfare that NATO has with Russia. It's the same thing that's happening with us. Now, whether or not you call us Negroes, call us Black, call us Israelites, it's an indirect warfare against us. This is why they're changing the laws. They're trying to put us back in the Jim Crow. They're fussing about CRT. They're fussing about wokeness. So if we get rid of all of the bywords, right? If we get rid of CRT and we get rid of wokeness, right? We'll say, okay, they have an issue with Black folks. They have an issue with Negroes. They have an issue with the descendants of slaves, right? So it's a bit obvious. And, you know, Christianity for the longest has hidden the truth from you, because you would always look at them, at what they're saying. And when they say they love you, and you be like, oh, they love us. Oh, they're about missionary work. But then it's like, okay, well, how come y'all supporting these laws? How come y'all don't stand with us when they shoot us in the streets? How come we can't get equal access? How come y'all still got to vote on whether or not we have the right to vote? How come that's not just hard coded, right? It's because you never was a citizen, and they never saw you as a citizen, and they know you have no rights, and they want to keep it that way. And they're going to make sure that they keep us under their foot as long as they can. And I don't care what they say. It's obvious. Look at the laws. Look at the things they're doing. Look at the police force. And the so-called Christians are the ones behind it. Look at them giving reparations to everybody else but you. And it's the so-called Christians, the Caucasians, who behind it. But they're for missionary work. They said it was a Christian nation, but they weren't a biblically based nation. They call themselves Christians, whatever that means, right? Because they don't show forth the fruits of the Spirit at all. No love, no joy, no peace, no long suffering, no gentleness, no mercy, no kindness, and definitely no mercy. But you're supposed to be quiet about it. We're supposed to shut up about it. Don't tell us nothing about our history. Don't tell us nothing about CRT. We're going to shut you down. We're going to get rid of TikTok. We're going to pass all the laws. You ain't going to be able to say nothing. And we're going to make sure you back and you know your place as the slaves you are. And based upon what I showed you today, let them deny it. They can't deny it no more. And we refuse to let them hide. We refuse to let them sweep it under the rug. No, you and your ancestors, y'all murderers, y'all killers, y'all thieves, y'all unjust, you lack mercy, you lack grace, but you pass laws to protect everybody but the ones who need it. And we supposed to love y'all because of that. We supposed to love y'all when y'all kicking us and killing us and shooting us. We supposed to love y'all when y'all passing laws to make us under your foot. Well, that's the Christian thing to do, but it's not the biblical based thing to do. See, that's the difference. Y'all didn't know we was going to dig into that word, did you? Y'all didn't know we were going to do word studies, did you? Y'all didn't know that we were going to seek the Most High and he was going to wake us up, did you? Now we woke and we not going back to sleep. We not going back to sleep. And you could send me hate messages, emails, you could do videos. I don't give a crap because y'all, I see what's coming. I see the storm. I see that the clouds are dark. I see that the air is cold. I see y'all got plans for us. Y'all are building gallows. You think I don't see y'all moving like Haman? I see y'all moving like Haman. Though most of my people still asleep, the rest of us see y'all moving like Haman. Y'all building gallows for us. Those Israelites don't do what we say. We got to build the gallows for them. That's just how it is. They're building gallows, but some of y'all say that's flee doctrine. Yo, you gonna flee. You gonna flee. I told you that. You gonna flee. How can you be so sure, Jacob? I'm not doing nothing. You gonna flee. Like I said, when it comes to those trains off the track, you know how many trains falling off the track? And when they fall off the track, they're going into the rivers and they're poisoning the rivers. That ain't coincidence. And I told you all of this is because of the Negro. All of this is because of the awakening. I told you this. And I ain't scared to speak the truth because somebody got to do it. I'm not going to act like, you're not kicking me in the shin. I'm not going to act like you're not slapping me in the back of the head. I see you slapping me in the back of the head, but you want me to deny it. I see you targeting all our people. You're trying to make us fuddy-duddies. You're trying to go to Africa and make us fuddy-duddies. You're trying to pass laws to make us slaves again. You're trying to put us back in the Jim Crow. You're trying to make sure that your history isn't preached. You're trying to shut down TikTok, and next thing you know, it's going to be YouTube, so we can't tell the truth. We see it. At least I see it. I don't know about the other half of y'all. When I tell you these are dire times for the Negro, it is. And all those little sellout Negroes who want to act like ain't nothing happening because they making money off of all of this, That's one of your biggest enemies as well. And all these little raccoons out there that say they're Israelites, that's your enemy as well. Because they're not going to point out what's happening. They're not going to point out that Haman is building the gallows. They're not going to tell you that they're building the gallows, but you say, well, don't they know the gallows being built for them too? They don't care. Because right now they're making $1. So you got these raccoons out there. They're making money off of Babylon. At the expense of you, at the expense of your family, not warning you, not telling you to prepare. They're about to destroy this economy. They're about to pull down this money, right? That cash you got in your pocket gonna be worth $0. You ain't gonna be able to keep your house. What did they say? This was like several years ago. By 2030 or 2040, something like that, 2050, your base income and your profit margin, your value, whatever it was, gonna be 0. It's gonna be 0. And they're putting everything in place right now. And when that CBDC come in, good luck making a living then, raccoons. Good luck making a living then without taking that chip. Good luck making a living then not getting that chip implant in your head. Good luck not going along with the status quo then, because then you ain't gonna have no way. Your money ain't gonna do nothing for you. The Most High, the only one who gonna save us. You can see it right now. What the Bible say, nobody was gonna save you. Ain't nobody was gonna help you. Ain't nobody was gonna get you out this situation but the Most High. That's what he said, and you see it every day. The Bible's our book, and the Bible's our history, and the Bible's about us, and they getting theirs. That's why they upset. That's why they all about CRT and wokeness, because they see it. Y'all think they stupid? They ain't stupid, but they're trying to avoid judgment. That's what they're doing. They're trying to avoid judgment. Them people ain't stupid. They see it. That's why half of them left. That's why Redacted is over there in Portugal. The smart ones are leaving. While you Negroes who say ain't no flea doctrine here, y'all about to get y'alls with them. You tell your people not to be prepared. You tell your people not to be ready. You tell your people ain't nothing coming, and you see all this stuff happening, and you make them think, oh, everything the same. I'm going to be able to keep working. I'm going to keep buying my cars. I'm going to keep buying my new homes. I'm going to keep buying my new clothes while they're poisoning everything. They're poisoning your air. They're poisoning your water. They're poisoning your rivers. They're poisoning your food. They're poisoning everything. And you see it right in front of you. And you say, I ain't going nowhere. You stupid. You don't see what they're doing to you. You don't see what they're doing to your kids. You don't see what they're doing to my kids. You don't see what they're doing to your grandmother. You don't see what these people doing. Is obvious to me. It's obvious to me. Well, you know, Yacoba, they in it also, you know, when they're doing all that and they're poisoning the water, they're poisoning their waters as well. Yeah. That's how much they hate Negroes. They'll take out half of them just to get rid of all of you. I ain't trying to cause no division. The division was already created by them. And don't give me that false love thing when you don't make a change. Don't give me that false love thing when you don't restore what you broke. You don't restore what you stole. Don't tell me you love us. Don't tell me I'm not loving when you have not even asked for forgiveness. You have not even restored what was taken from us. So don't tell me I'm hating and I'm teaching hate, because I know that's the next thing. No, I watch what you do. I watch your fruit. The Bible tells me to watch your fruit. I'm watching your fruit. I'm a fruit inspector, and I see that your fruit is rotten. I don't care if you call yourself a Christian. I don't care if you do missionary work, because everything you're doing for Babylon. You're doing for the Vatican. You're not doing it for the Most High. That's all I got to say. But keep messing with my people and see what happens. I'm telling you. Keep messing with them and see what happens. I'm telling you, you don't see it. The Most High judging y'all, and he's judging y'all like he said he would, and it's bad. You see the fentanyl crisis. You see they're destroying your water, your air, your food. You see what the lollipop has done to a lot of y'all, but y'all still ain't repenting. Peace and blessing in Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of Messiah. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. It don't matter. Support the Dry Bones Project.